Africa, and Africa's apparent enemy taking the day, that is South Africa there. But this morning, news coming in confirms that candidate for the Kalangala District Woman MP by-election, that is from the NUP camp, Irene Nampala, has come second with 7,474 votes, right behind NRM's candidate Ida Nabaiga, who won with 12,642 votes. That's some of the news coming through, and in a bit we'll be delving a bit deeper into the detail of it. But more of the updates that we have this morning: President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, in a letter dated 22nd June 2026, appointed the State Minister for Foreign Affairs, Honorable Haruna Kasolo, as acting Minister of Foreign Affairs in the absence of a substantive minister. The appointment of Honorable Haruna Kasolo was premised on the powers vested in the President in Article 99(1) of the 1995 Constitution, and the delegation of powers in the subsequent clauses of the Article 99. The President may exercise directly or delegate functions to subordinate officers such as cabinet ministers. The appointment followed cited legal technicalities in the Migration and Citizenship Control Act that bars any person whose citizenship or who has dual citizenship from holding a ministerial cabinet position or security office. That saw the appointment of Ambassador Adonia Ayebare as Minister of Foreign Affairs in the new ruling NRM government, alleged to be holding an American dual citizenship, put on hold for further consultation. But also, in other updates not coming in really, but the State Minister for Sports in the Ministry of Education and Sports, Peter Ogwang, has praised the work of the First Lady and Minister of Education and Sports, Janet Kataha Museveni, in promoting national development. He made these remarks at KCCA Grounds Logogo during an event organized to thank God for her life and celebrate her 78th birthday. That was yesterday. Welcome to the show. It is Good Morning Uganda, and you are watching UBC TV Inspiring Uganda. My name is Julie F. Nantaba with Robert Chiravo Nyonyintono. Robert, good morning.
A lovely morning to you, Julie, and our viewer. Thank you very much for waking up with us this morning, the day when we can say, yes, now the people of Kalangala have a woman member of parliament after that by-election that saw NRM's candidate, Nabiri Ida, win with 12,642 votes, now followed by the NUP candidate, who also was able to gather some votes there. Now, very important to note is this was a by-election and the first for the 12th parliament. Of course, the opposition has come up with a number of allegations. I saw the leader of opposition claiming how he was getting on ferries. One denied permission to move. The other, he said, reached in the middle of the journey, then reversed. We've had some alleged extreme violence. So there's so much that's been coming in from that side. But also you well know that it's very hard to concede to defeat, most of political defeat. It's very hard. Of course, we know there will be investigation into some of those allegations. For now, it's very early to know if these are founded or they are mere allegations or kicks of a dying horse. But of course, with the time, and we will be able to know, yes, this victory, these allegations being pointed out by the opposition, mistreatment, a bit of violence, are they found or they are just allegations that are being put by people losing in a race? But eventually, now that for Kalangala, the seat is not going to be vacant. They have a member of parliament. The presiding officer declared that, of course, a little bit in the night, but that gives joy. But also the other side, away from Kalangala, because we shall have that more on our newsreels with one of the people who have been in charge of the elections when it comes to the NRM camp. Ambassador Chinobe will be with us. But also, human rights activist and once Minister for Ethics and Integrity, Honorable Miriam Matembe. According to the husband, by closure of day yesterday, he never knew anything to do with the whereabouts of his wife. He said security personnel entered his home, searched their bedroom, said nothing to him, and later moved out. He tried to reach out for the wife. He couldn't get any information. She wasn't picking her phones. And according to him, the driver that had drove her to the gym said, for me, I dropped her at the gym. I've waited and waited, I can't see her. And by press time, the whereabouts of Honorable Matembe were not known.
I am not so sure, but the events that are happening and following each other, in a way, I think, especially for our parents, the most senior citizens especially, who experienced a bit of these events in their time, the times of the war, I believe these events, in a way, are not nudging them in the best way possible. They are bringing back memories of what they wouldn't want Uganda to be anymore, in one way or the other. And I believe that Ugandans right now, there's a bit of tension. There's a bit of tension, undeniably so.
The Kabaka of Uganda, Sabasajja Ronald Muwenda Mutebi, spoke something in relation to what is happening. But of course, you also must know that being a senior citizen or anybody does not guarantee you if you engage in acts of criminality. That can't excuse you in case you do engage in acts of criminality. But above all, rule of law must prevail in every situation.
The question is it really prevailing? Anyways, let's have a look at what we have on the local scene this morning.
Well, we begin with President Museveni, who has praised the First Lady Janet Kataha Museveni and given an update on her recovery. The president said Mama Janet is recovering well after what he described as an attack on her life on March 21st, 2026. Museveni said God, working through doctors, saved her life. He tied the date to the history of the resistance, recalling that March 21st was also the day his forces defeated Idi Amin's counter-attack at Rubando near Mbarara in 1979. The message, titled From Omugurusi Ampa to Mama Gina, marked Janet Museveni's 78th birthday. Museveni thanked God for her life, remembering the early loss of her father, Mzee Edward Kataha, in 1955 and the years that followed. He also recalled Christmas Day in 1972 when he said he reconnected with Janet outside the Intercontinental Hotel in Nairobi. According to Museveni, the two had known each other from Muntungamo and had studied at Chamate in 1958. But Uganda's terrible politics had separated them. He described the meeting as a miraculous reconnection that later gave him a family of 4 children and 15 grandchildren. The president praised Janet Museveni for caring for the children during the 1981 to 1986 Bush War, when she was alone in exile. And the president was then a guerrilla fighter. The president also praised God for her life. Moving on, as per the Administration of Parliament Act, Article 82A of the Constitution, Parliament exists under the multi-party system with a leader of opposition. Subject to subsection 2 and 3, the leader of opposition shall be elected by the party in opposition with the greatest numerical strength in Parliament. with the consultations of other opposition political parties. Following this, they have served the Clerk of Parliament seeking leave of Parliament to table a private member's bill, move the Administration of Parliament Act. The bill seeks to amend some sections of the Administration of Parliament Act where voting is done by Parliament and after diverse consultation from other political parties. MPs cite that the bill also seeks to amend on how the leader of opposition can be removed from office, showing accountability of the 4 billion budget allocated to Lop's office among other concerns. However, the Bale County Member of Parliament, Charles Tebandeke, said the private member's bill by the Honorable MPs is unnecessary. Both the 10th and 11th Parliament tabled a bill of sort, but all in vain. Tebandeke said Parliament should be respected rather than used as a playground. Linus Ngompeka, Member of Parliament for Kibanda North County, is said to be one of the seconders of the bill, highlighting that it is not fighting anybody. Moving on, the Patriotic League of Uganda offices in Naguru, Kampala were a happy place yesterday afternoon as hundreds of loyalists gathered to witness the inauguration of the General Secretary. The fully packed ceremony was honored by attendance of 20 members of cabinet, central members of SEC that included Salimu Huru, Ainaite Rwakajara, Edwin Kobusinje, Lieutenant Moses Mushabe, and retired Major Paula Owuchi represented top leadership of the NRM party. For members of Parliament in the 12th Parliament dominated the day's attendance. The absence of the outgoing Secretary General David Kabanda also raised concern. The office was handed over by the Director in charge of mobilization, Michael Mawanda, an event presided over by Councillor Edwin Karujire. Raised from a humble district of Pakwach in Sebeyu sub-region, Fadil counties his evaluation to God, the CDF General Moses Kanerugaba, and his voters for their contribution. The new Secretary General said he will focus on building party structures, promote the organization of core principles of non-corruption, development, national unity, and youth empowerment. Now coming to the final story. His Majesty Kabaka Ronald Muwenda Mutebi II has appeared before the public during a meeting with clan leaders Abataka. In his address, the Kabaka spoke about various issues in the country, including violations of human rights and abductions, and advised responsible authorities to ensure that such practices are brought to an end. The meeting was held at Kabaka's Palace in Mengo. The royal drums sounded early at Kabaka's Palace in Mengo as the clan leaders prepared for a meeting with His Majesty the Kabaka. Around midday, the Kabaka moved out of Tuekobe house in the mid of sounds of drums and traditional royal instruments. His Majesty addressed the clan heads and urged them to continue guiding their grandchildren to uphold the respect of their culture. The Kabaka also spoke about the increasing cases of abductions, kidnappings, and violations of human rights, saying such acts must be stopped. And with that, we come to the end of our local stories this morning. Let's take a look at what Julie has for us on the international scene.
Right, thank you very much, Robert, for that update. And looking at what we have on the international scene, we are starting off with matters Trump and Congress. The White House has asked lawmakers to approve $87.6 billion, mostly for urgent needs connected with the U.S. war on Iran, a day after Congress passed a resolution rebuking the military action. The bulk of the funding, $67 billion, is for the Defense Department, including $21 billion for munitions. $17.3 billion for operational costs and $12.1 billion for classified programs, said the White House. The other money is for unrelated measures, including $11 billion for U.S. farmers and $1.4 billion to tackle the Ebola outbreak in Central Africa. But the proposal faces an uphill battle in Congress as the Iran conflict is unpopular with voters and midterm election loom this November. The White House Office of Management and Budget sent the formal request for the funds on Wednesday in a letter to House of Representatives Speaker Mike Johnson. Quote unquote, most of this request will address urgent needs related to Operation Epic Fury, says the letter, referring to the Iran war. The request includes about $300 million to bolster security at U.S. embassies and diplomatic outposts in the Middle East and South Asia, after some of them came under attack earlier in the war. Now moving on, a heat wave gripping Western Europe has led to a series of unprecedented temperature highs, with France experiencing its hottest day ever, the UK seeking record heat for the June, and Spain reaching its highest daily average since 1950. Tens of millions of people are grappling with punishing temperatures, which hit almost 41 degrees Celsius in Paris and have led to red heat alerts across swaths of the continent. France's national temperature indicator, an average of the day and night temperatures across dozens of locations, hit 30 degrees Celsius on Wednesday, the hottest day since records began in 1947. More than half of the country remains under red heat alert, with tens of thousands of homes in the west without power. Climate change is driving up temperatures around the world, but particularly in Europe. It is the fastest warming continent, heating up twice as fast as the global average, according to the Copernicus Climate Service. This is causing increased summer heat waves, greater pressure on Europe's water supply, and more intense wildfires. Meteo France recorded provisional maximum temperatures across France that remained relatively stable compared to the previous day. Now on to the continent of Africa. Sexual violence is increasingly being used as a weapon of war in Sudan to terrorize the civilian population, a UN report says. The violence is unprecedented in terms of scale, prevalence and brutality of its widespread use as a weapon of war, the report adds. Sudan has been hit by a devastating civil war since 2023, following a fallout between the army, the Paramilitary Rapid Support Forces, RSF. Meanwhile, the UK and 6 other European powers have added their voice to calls for an immediate halt to the violence in El Obeid city, as fears grow that RSF is preparing for a major assault to capture it. UK Foreign Secretary Yvette Cooper warned the city was on the precipice of atrocity, with the RSF using drones to target civilian infrastructure, attacking supply routes and cutting off access to basic services for over 500,000 people. There are now credible signs of an imminent offensive. This is a critical moment and the international community must act, said a joint statement issued by the UK, France, Germany, Ireland, Italy, the Netherlands and Norway. With that story bringing us to the end of what we have on the global scene, Robert, what does the New Vision have as it opens the dailies for us this morning?
Well, the New Vision MPs target top opposition office reform. Is Joel Senyonyi safe? Well, that is something that you must look at. Museveni hosts former Israel hostage. And new PLU boss outlines priorities. Still in the New Vision, new robbery syndicate infiltrates schools. And URA ask the Commissioner General, there is something for you there. Now let me also look at the Daily Monitor. My heartfelt wish for you, that is President Yoweri Museveni and the First Lady. How Matembe narrowly escaped arrest. The men, women binding to build mega airport in Mbarara. Who are they? Then Kabaka meets clan leaders. These and more in the New Vision and the Daily Monitor this morning.
Right, and the citizen representing Tanzania tax relief as finance bill undergoes amendment. The government has introduced major amendments to the Finance Bill 2026 by removing 10 shillings per kilogram sugar levy, reducing excise duty on imported used vehicles, and scrapping controversial tax measures targeting agriculture, betting and motorcycles. This is in Tanzania. And looking at the Daily Nation, the day that changed Kenya, June 25th, 2024. That's the headline, the Gen Z protests. And just to speak a little bit into matters budget, yesterday colleagues and I were discussing pay as you earn, and discovered that if one has a gross salary of 1.9, annually they pay as you earn, or pay taxes of about 5,147,000 to URA every year. So pay as you earn, in other words, is calculated from within the thresholds, and if you're at the highest threshold, you actually go through all of them. All of them up to, it's not that you only pay within your bracket. You pay from 0 to the next bracket to the next bracket. All of that is money taken off your salary. And please add on what is taken off, of course, NSSF, Provident Fund for companies that offer Provident Fund, and then what gets to your account, of course, service charges plus excise duty that was recently introduced, at least I see it on my bank. And at the end of 12 months, you pay 5,147,000. That is if you earn 1.9 as gross. Now, multiply that. Your take home is about 1.3 or less. If you add on the bank charges and all of it, or less. But meanwhile, you have to pay rent, you have to feed, you have transport, monthly transport, you have school fees.
Well, I can't wait for the salary commission. But Julie, let me just read out the results.
Yes, please. From
Kalangala, briefly. Someone was asking me here. Now we have, these are the official results from the Electoral Commission. We have Babidi we have the independent candidate who is Babidi Sharifa. An independent, that one got 224. Babidi Sharifa, an independent, 224. Now Nagawa Helen Flavia Nampala, Nagawa Helen Flavia, an independent also. This one got 217 votes. That is Nagawa Helen Flavia, an independent. We have Nabaiga Aida NRM. She got 12,642. Then we have Nasuna Agnes, independent, 34 votes. So we have an independent, Nasuna Agnes, she got 34. We have Nampala Irene Noop, got 7,474 votes. Then Nagawa Helen Flavia, an independent, still 217. We have Nabaiga Aida NRM, 12,642, and Babidi Sharifa, independent, 244.
Right.
Now these three independents, I don't know which camp they come from, but they became a problem maybe somehow.
Well, we're delving into the detail of the Kalangala by-election right after the break. Let's have a short break and we'll be right back. Good morning, Uganda.
Live from UPC Studios in